this review, we're going to be taking a look at the G.I. Joe Classified Series, Cobra Infantry. I was able to get a few of these from Amazon.com. I'm hoping to get a few more of these. These are basically a reissue of the Cobra Allen and Cobra Troopers, but with less accessories and a little bit different color scheme. I wasn't lucky enough to get the Cobra Troopers from Cobra Allen, but there's word that they're going to be reissuing some of the Cobra Allen stuff, which fingers crossed that actually happens. On the side of the box, you actually have the codes where you can go to the website and decode those, which I never do. I'd rather have the file card on the back. I wish they'd bring those back. The mural is nice, but I'd rather have the file cards, or at least give us like a collector card to go inside the box. On the front of the box is a nice big window. You can see all the accessories. You get 2 pistols, knife, rifle, helmet, and the figure itself. Nice artwork on the front. It wraps around to the side. You got your legalese warnings on the box. There's your barcode if you need it. On top of the box is number 24 of the series with the Cobra logo. Here we have the figure in the plastic tray. Like I said, we can see all the accessories from the window box. The pistols, knife, rifle, helmet. Here we have the Cobra entry freed from the plastic tray. The detailing and sculpt is really nice on the figure. That's been consistent with a lot of these G.I. Joe classified figures. The sculpting is really nice. I love all the texture and sculpting on the outfits. It's a nice departure from a big Marvel Legends collector, and most of those are just smooth bodies that they repaint. So it's really nice seeing all this detail on the figure. It shows what they can actually do when they put a little effort into them. I love all the sculpting on the vest. You got the nice sheath here, the gun holster, and you have the holster on the back. You got 2 ports for rifles, which you only have 1 rifle. With the Cobra Allen had enough accessories to fill all the plugs on the back. I wish they would have gave us enough weaponry where you can actually fill all these on the back. But it's still a great looking figure and great troop builder. The sculpt on the head is really nice. You got really menacing looking eyes. I love the texture down the center of the skull cap. And on the sides, the mask is really nicely detailed. You got the texture down on the neck. The texture's everywhere on this figure. On the shoulder pads, the fabric has texture on the pants. I love how they even sculpt the seams of the pants on the clothing. All the armor is really well detailed. Such a great looking figures. Even got a Cobra logo on the back of the center strap. And Cobra logo on the pouches. And of course the center chest. This is actually on the actual figure itself, not on the armor. If you really want to change things up a little bit on your figures, you could actually take these, you can heat them up and pop the arms out and take the vest off. But I'm planning on leaving all the tactical gear on all mine. For accessories, the infantry comes with a helmet, which I'll always have the helmet displayed for mine. As you can see, when the helmet's on, it's very secure. You can actually shake the figure by holding the helmet. It's not going to come off. He has this really nice knife sculpt. If you see, there's a snake from the guard. You actually have a snake coming up onto the knife. Looks like the snake is spitting out the knife or trying to swallow the knife. It's a really cool looking design. Would have loved to see some paint on this, really bring out the detail, because that's such a great looking sculpt. For the pistols, they're both the same pistol. I would assume these are like most of the G.I. Joe classified stuff. These are probably modeled off a Nerf gun. Same with the rifle. The one thing I really hate about the G.I. Joe classified is I'm not harping on the Nerf gun part. It's these pegs. These make the figures feel cheap because they're meant to like just plug on the back for storage like that. Just make it a holster or something where you can hold the gun instead of making the guns look so cheap by putting these pegs. With this peg, it actually plugs into the vest or in the back. So if you plug on here, it looks pretty good from the back, but I would rather have some kind of holster system instead of a giant peg on the side of the gun. Articulations where these figures really shine, you have a disc hinge for the neck. You have a ball peg on the base of the neck, which allows a lot of movement. With the disc hinge, you can look up this far, look down this much, plus with the ball joint in the neck, You get a lot of tilt, roll around, disc-kin shoulders. Most of the G.I. Joe classifieds have a butterfly joint, but not all of them have a lot of range of motion. This one has almost none. And yeah, there's just a little bit forward, a little bit back. I break it free a little bit. Bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, hinge and swivel wrist. Now this is one little correction I need to make with the Viper review. I was annoyed at the fact that they give horizontal hinges for the gun hands. I didn't think about checking the left hand because most of them, like with Duke, both hinges are the same. They're horizontal hinges. But with the Cobra Viper and with the Cobra Infantry, you have a horizontal hinge on the right hand, but a vertical hinge on the left hand. So your Cobra Vipers and your Cobra Infantries are basically left-handed figures. Is Hasbro trying to say that all left-handed people are evil or something? But I was wanting to point that out with the Cobra Viper, which I was disappointed with the horizontal hinges. But I'm glad to know that they actually have a vertical hinge for holding weapons properly. Same with the Cobra Infantry. You have a vertical hinge on the left, horizontal on the right. The figure does have an ab crunch, but it is hindered because of the vest. You can, if you get it just right, you can pop it forward a little bit and back a little bit. Even with the vest on, you get a little bit of movement. Where there's a ball joint at the bottom of the torso, which allows for a little bit of tilt, and that's your waist rotation. You have ball jointed hips that kick out this far, and they have drop down hinges, which allows for them to be able to kick out even farther, and kick forward this far, kick back this much, thigh rotation, double jointed knees, you can kick up his lower back, boot rotation, hinged ankles, and ankle pivots. Alright, let's do a little bit of size comparison with the Cobra Infantry. Here he is next to Destro and Cobra Commander. Here he is next to Storm Shadow and a Cobra Viper. Here he is next to Snake Eyes and Roadblock. Here he is next to a Spy Master, which is a Bucky Cat body, and a movie Deadpool. Here he is next to a DCUC style Zod and a SH Figure Arts Naruto. These Cobra Infantry figures make a really great looking troop builders. The style, sculpt, they look really good, and they look good as set as the army. Not only a little different, I would like to have a little differentiation with the heads. Some alternate heads would have been nice, but they're covered up enough where it doesn't really matter too much. But only other thing I would like to see, I wish the ports in the back were compatible with the other backpacks. As of right now, this port is too big for the pegs that's in majority of the backpacks for the G.I. Joe classified line. I'd like to have these be the same, where it could actually change, they can share gear. So it would be really cool to have a infantry with a Viper backpack, but the hole is too big, so it's just going to fall out. On the vest, I originally thought this was actually going to be like a mold defects, but apparently it's some kind of battle damage, because all four of them have this little rough texture down here on the back and up here. I thought maybe there's been bad paint or something happened during the molding process, but they're all the same, so apparently it's supposed to be there. Oh, and I want to point this out too, is like the hands are actually different from the Vipers, even though they're hinged the same, with the left hand being vertical hinge and horizontal hinge on the right. They do not share the same hands. The infantry actually have Cobra armor pad on the back of their hand and the Cobra logo on it, which the Vipers just have look like a gloved hand. With swapping out their gear, kind of change your look up. I actually put one set of goggles from the Vipers around one of my infantry, which I'd love to be able to put the backpack on, but it is what it is. And one thing nice too with these rifles that come with the infantry soldiers, the stocks are actually narrower profile, so they can actually hold them without any interference, compared to the Viper. The Viper, the stock of the rifle, it's made with the loop around on the stock, makes it harder for the figure to hold the weapon up against the body a little bit, closer to the body. With that said, these are just such great troop builders. If you see these and Even if you don't like Joes, you just want some bad guy troops to have your heroes fight against, pick these up. You're not going to be disappointed with them. They are such great figures. The articulation's there, the sculpt, the detail. Very recommended. Well, I appreciate you everyone taking the time to watch the review. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll catch y'all next time.